and Muslim countries over the Eid al-Adha, or the Feast of Sacrifice, asking Almighty God to bring peace and blessings to the Muslim and Arab nations. The President phoned UAE's President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, wishing him and his nation progress and stability. He also held a phone call with Kuwait's Crown Prince Mishal Ahmed Al Gaber Al Sabah and extended Eid greetings, wishing progress for the Arab country under the leadership. Meanwhile, the President received a phone call from King Abdullah II of Jordan, who congratulated him on the occasion, wishing Egyptian people all success and prosperity. President Sisi also received a phone call from the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who congratulated him over Eid al-Adha. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received greeting cables marking Eid al-Adha from the head of the National Media Authority, Hussein Zain. Zain also congratulated President al-Sisi over the 30th of June revolution. He wished the President full success in completing the comprehensive development drive and in his efforts to achieve a better future for the nation. Head of the National Media Authority also extended greetings over the two occasions to the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, as well as ministers and senior state officials. He described the June 30th revolutions as a turning point and a breakthrough towards the establishment of the new republic. Zain added President al-Sisi assumed responsibility at the most delicate time, and the army helped in protecting the free will of the nation. Ministry of Interior's personnel across Egypt continued their campaign to distribute basic food commodities to the most needy brackets nationwide. This came ahead of the approaching Eid al-Adha and within the framework of the Kullina Wahed, or We Are All One initiative. Meanwhile, the Interior Ministry intensified services and patrols along the main traffic axes, highways, as well as coastal roads. Surveillance and monitoring services were also ready to ensure the highest degrees of safety and security for citizens having vacations across the nation. The Ministry of Health has announced the highest degrees of readiness over the ahead of Eid al-Adha, which begins tomorrow. Statement said the alert was announced in public, central and specialized hospitals nationwide and in coordination with the Higher Council for University Hospitals, whilst crises and emergency chambers were formed as part of efforts to ensure the best states of safety and health for citizens during the Eid celebrations. Moving to Saudi Arabia, where hundreds of thousands of Muslim pilgrims crowded Saudi Arabia's Mount Arafat on Tuesday, the climax of the Hajj pilgrimage held. More than 2.5 million pilgrims are expected to join the Hajj, one of the world's largest religious gatherings. We have more details in this report.
Hundreds of thousands of Muslim pilgrims crowded Mount Arafat on Tuesday, the climax of a record-breaking Hajj pilgrimage. As dawn broke, groups of worshippers recited the Holy Quran on the rocky rise where Prophet Muhammad delivered his final sermon. The ritual is the highest point of the annual pilgrimage, one of the 5 pillars of Islam that officials say could be the biggest on record after 3 years of COVID restrictions. More than 2.5 million pilgrims were expected to join the Hajj, the world's largest religious gathering. Temperatures soared to 46 degrees Celsius on Monday. This as robed worshippers, shielded by umbrellas, journeyed from Mecca to Mina, where they slept in a giant tented city before the rites at Mount Arafat. This year, a maximum age limit has also been removed. On Tuesday, pilgrims were spent hours praying and reciting the Holy Quran on Mount Arafat and in the surrounding area. As helicopters buzzed overhead and tree roads were packed with worshippers, thousands of health workers were on alert. After sunset, pilgrims will travel the short distance to Muzdalifah, halfway between Arafat and Mina. The following day, they will gather pebbles and hurl them at 3 giant concrete walls in the symbolic stoning of the double ritual. The last stop is back at Mecca's Grand Mosque, where they will perform a final tawaf of Al-Kaaba.
Many Sudanese are missing Eid al-Adha celebrations the day after Sudan's army faced a multi-front challenge after losing Khartoum's main police base to paramilitaries in a battle that killed at least 14 civilians. We have the details.
For many Sudanese struggling to survive the war, a taste of the sheep Muslims traditionally sacrifice for the feast of Eid al-Adha is but a distant memory. It is the second consecutive Eid celebration